Hello, everyone. Welcome to the Newsbrowse News broadcast. According to Sing Tao, the FBI announced on Friday a $200,000, approximately HK $find B6 million on dollar, reward for the capture of Monica Elfriede Witt, a former U.S. Air Force counterintelligence expert who defected to Iran. Witt, 47, served in the U.S. Air Force from 1997 to 2008, fluent in Persian, and executed classified counterintelligence missions. She later worked as a Defense Department contractor until 2010, gaining access to highly classified information. After attending anti-Western propaganda conferences in Iran in 2013, she reportedly decided to defect. She was indicted in 2019 on espionage charges, accused of leaking national defense information and assisting the Islamic Revolutionary Guard Corps in identifying and targeting her former American military colleagues and their families. With U.S.-Iran tensions escalating since February 28, 2026, the FBI believes Witt may still be actively supporting Iranian activities and seeks public assistance in locating her. Al Jazeera reports that Lebanon and Israel have agreed to extend their fragile ceasefire by 45 days following U.S.-mediated talks. This extension comes despite continued Israeli attacks on towns and villages in southern Lebanon, which killed at least 12 people, including 3 paramedics on Friday. Meanwhile, Iran's Foreign Minister Abbas Araqchi stated that Tehran received communications from U.S. President Donald Trump's administration, indicating a willingness to engage in new negotiations to end the ongoing conflict. However, Araqchi noted a persistent deadlock regarding Iran's enriched nuclear material. Trump himself suggested he could be open to Iran pausing its civilian nuclear program for 2 decades, contingent on Tehran demonstrating a genuine commitment to a broader agreement. The article also highlights Iran's openness to China's assistance in these talks, and the municipal government's report on significant casualties and damage in Tehran from U.S.-Israeli attacks during the war. Additionally, the UAE is accelerating an oil pipeline bypassing the Strait of Hormuz, while the U.S. has charged an alleged Kataib Hezbollah commander. Yahoo News reports that Israeli military forces established a secret, temporary outpost in the Iraqi desert at the very beginning of the war with Iran. According to Iraqi and U.S. officials who spoke to AP, this clandestine facility was located in the Nuqayb Desert, about 250 kilometers southwest of Baghdad, initially reported by the Wall Street Journal as a base for special forces and an Air Force logistics hub. U.S. officials described it as more of a temporary staging area or camp to support operations in Iran. Iraqi intelligence officials stated that the Israeli troops set up tents, with their objective being to monitor rocket launches and drone activities by some Iraqi militia organizations. Local shepherds first alerted authorities to the troops' presence. When Iraqi forces investigated reports of unauthorized military activity in early March, they were fired upon 25 kilometers from the site, resulting in 1 combatant killed and 2 injured. Iraqi officials believe the small unit arrived via air operations and stayed for less than 48 hours, leaving no long-term traces. Satellite imagery from March 8, 2026, analyzed by AP, revealed a 1.5-kilometer man-made track on a dry lake bed, suitable for fighter jet takeoffs and landings. Al Jazeera reports that dozens of school pupils were kidnapped by gunmen from Musa Primary and Junior Secondary School in Nigeria's rebellion-ravaged northeastern state of Borno. Residents told Reuters and AFP that suspected fighters stormed the school on Friday morning, taking several students. No group has claimed responsibility for the raid, but it bears the hallmark of the Boko Haram group. Local lawmaker Madala Usman Belami described the attack as heartbreaking and called for swift action from authorities. Nigeria, Africa's most populous country, has been battling a 17-year armed rebellion, with abductions being a key tactic. This incident follows a recent raid on an orphanage in Kogi State where 23 children were kidnapped. Borno and neighboring states continue to face repeated attacks despite ongoing military operations, raising concerns about security in rural areas, especially near the Sambisa Forest, a rebel stronghold. Violence in northern Nigeria is sustained by a combination of extremism, poverty, educational exclusion, and a weak state presence, according to Nigerian writer Gimba Kakanda. AI chip developer Cerebras Systems and Nvidia challenger successfully debuted on NASDAQ on May 14th, according to FirmWang. Its IPO, priced at $18 per share, raised roughly $5.55 billion, marking the largest U.S. IPO since 2026. The stock surged 51% by week's end, achieving a market capitalization of $60.2 billion, approximately 400 billion RMB. Cerebras, founded in 2016, turned profitable in 2025 after previously delaying an IPO due to customer concentration. Its core WSE Evo CO Wason tried make K to try billion NASDAQ chips are marketed as the largest computer chips ever, boasting superior transistor counts and computational power compared to Nvidia's B200. Nevertheless, technical limitations exist, particularly the WSE3's 44 GB SRAM memory, which restricts large model context length to 128p, considerably less than leading models. Expanding this memory is challenging within its unique wafer-scale architecture. A substantial $20 billion plus partnership with OpenAI presents a key opportunity but also significant client risk. While OpenAI's co-founder views Cerebras hardware as an overwhelming advantage, the deal includes a $1 billion loan and allows OpenAI to acquire around 12% of Cerebras' shares at a minimal price. This equity component, accounted for as contra revenue from Q1 2026, is projected to slow Cerebras' reported revenue growth and depress its already declining gross margin. That's all for this video. Thank you for watching. See you in the next video.